What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you how I make a closure wig. So stay tuned and let's get into the video. In order to make your wig, you'll need to start off with a foam head and a cap. So I've already pre-plucked and already bleached my knots in my closure. If y'all like a video on how I do that, comment down below if y'all want to see that video. So next I'll take that closure and I'll place it onto the weave cap head so I can be able to sew it on. I'm basically adjusting it so it can match up with the cap so they can be sewn on easily and to make sure that everything is secure when I do sew it on. Next, I'm taking my T-pin so I can secure the closure into the foam head and also into the cap. So now it's time for my favorite part, stitching. So I do kind of like an understitch, if that makes sense. So I sew into the closure and into the cap, and then I bring the needle through. So I'm gonna do it again so I can kind of show y'all so it doesn't, sound kind of confusing. So I take the needle, put it through the closure and also the cap, and I bring it through. So I do that from that side all the way to the other side of the closure until it's nice and secure. So when I get to the other side of the closure, I knot it off at the ends, and then I take my scissors and I cut off the excess string. So now I'm taking my comb and combing through all the little kinks and the knots that are in my closure to make sure everything is going through thoroughly. Just to make sure that I didn't have any string in there, or to make sure that, I didn't have any knots in the hair. Now we'll be taking the Salon Pro 30-second hair bonding glue. And some bundles that I got from the beauty supply store. And I'll take the hair glue and put it on the weft of the hair, all the way till it's fully coated with the glue, like all the way from the beginning to the end. And then I'll take the glued hair piece and I will secure it and glue it to the hair cap. So you should wait about 30 seconds, like the bottle says, until it's actually fully secured and fully tacked onto the hair cap, because if you don't, it will fall off. So just make sure it's on there for about 30 seconds. Also, if you want the process to go a little bit faster, you can use a hair dryer. I didn't use a hair dryer, but if you would like to, you can use a hairdryer as well. So I'll be doing this process throughout the whole hair, so I'll speed this up so y'all can see. Another thing about this glue is that it is not washable. So be careful when you're applying the glue to the weft to not get it on your clothes. Of course, it'll come off on your fingers, but clothes, it may not come off as well. So try to be careful when you're applying it. And lastly, there is an excess piece that's in front of the closure that you won't need. I hope that makes sense, but you see what I'm doing here. And now I'm just brushing out the wig and making sure everything blends. And finally, I'm just going through with my flat iron and just flat ironing the hair. Y'all don't have to do this process if y'all don't want to. I'm just being extra. But I just want it to at least look pretty decent because, you know, it's my wig and I want it to look at least pretty nice, you know. And that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my DIY of how I make a closure wig. If y'all enjoyed it, make sure to please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you want to see any more